Oh, Canada. We have Molson Canadian here, and it's not a craft beer review. We're just doing some mainstream beer reviews right about now, so let's get into this one. Well, right now. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Maple Brewski, for another Rooski Brewski review. And today the beer I have for you isn't really at all craft by any means. Andrew Watts, one of my viewers, actually wanted me to do a mainstream, or I guess regular guy beer review. And this is going to be the second one in the series, and something that I've been wanting to do for a little bit. I just hadn't done it, and he mentioned it, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably do that. So today we have good old Molson Canadian, sponsored the Toronto Maple Leafs, or at least they're just proud partner. Cool. But yeah, we got Molson Canadian, a beer that I guess every Canadian is sort of used to. I think, except actually in Quebec. I don't think they get a Molson Canadian, or it's harder to find out in Quebec. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think they get the Molson Export rather than the regular Molson Canadian. And yes, there is a difference. This is coming in at 5% alcohol by volume, and no listed IBUs here on the can, neither is it listed on the website, but Untapped is showing it coming in at about 15 IBU, so not high at all. But then again, this is a beer for the masses. Why would it be high in the IBU department? So with that said, we cracked this can. I'm going to pour it in my Great Lakes pop can style glass after we get rid of some water, because I just washed it out. So let's pour it up and have a taste of good old Molson Canadian. I want to say this is the beer that I drank when I started drinking or enjoying beer back in the day, kind of thing. And I think it was most Canadians beer for sure, if I'm not mistaken. But looking at the beer, it is super clear. You can see right through it. You can probably see my face in the glass right over here. It's a pale yellow, and it's clear as clear can be. It's pretty crazy. A little bit of a head on there as well with that particular pour. But yeah, it looks kind of weird in this glass, actually. Just like you got clear foam. It's a nice little transition. It looks like a regular beer. You got a few bubbles coming up. It looks like they're levitating almost, but that's just the way it looks. But let's have a smell. It smells grainy. It smells a little kind of like a fart. Some sweetness going on there, maybe like some sweet corn or something. Very light caramel, maybe even like a light butterscotch, I would say. But it just smells like beer. And I know it's these mainstream beers, they don't have a lot of character to them in the aroma department or the taste department, but they're all a little bit different, and they're all something for the masses. And depending on who you are, you might enjoy some of them. Me personally, I enjoy Bud. I do enjoy Canadian the odd time, but it's still something that we'll get to that with the review. So let's have a sip. How does it taste? Well, it sort of tastes like, I don't know, old water with a weird bready finish, kind of. You get a bit of sweetness out of the malts. Not really hoppy at all, barely hoppy. I would say it's zero hoppiness going on in this beer. It's not too much, really. I would, like I did the Budweiser previously. Bud definitely has a bit more flavor. This sort of just tastes like what you would think beer would taste like, just regular old sort of semi-sweet, semi-bitter sort of flavor. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's Molson Canadian. A lot of people give them shit. Definitely not one of my favorites, mainstream beers, but still not too bad. So cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. It's clean. It's crisp. Tastes a little funky, a little farty almost. but still, nice little sweet, slight butterscotchy sweetness to it. Nice bready finish. It's nothing super crazy, but still not bad. The drinkability on this though is very top notch. Goes down smooth, goes down like a great lager should. Just not too much character in the actual taste compared to all the other craft beers. As far as mainstream beers go, it ain't too bad at all. You know, it's definitely a solid brew to pick up, to have if you get a little funny with it, but it's nothing special. Still, if you're looking for a solid lager, and you know you're not really going for the craft beer scene, Molson Canadian still is not a bad choice at all. Looking on the can here, Molson Canadian Lager, an honest brew makes its own friends. John Molson. 5% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs. On the side here, just a lot of legal stuff. Copyright, blah blah blah, return to refund, return for refund, sorry. Not too much going on. With the Toronto Maple Leafs, you have sort of a textured design, if it picks it up on the camera, along the sides in the white. Quite nice, actually. I like that texturedness of it. More so actually the bands up top and the actual logo. Still pretty nice. Usually it's just a flat white can with the red and gold and blue and gold stripes. Decent looking can. On the bottom, there is some sort of date code or at least code. I have no idea what it says. It says J28, like 20 and then 8, and then a bunch of other random numbers. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe that's a date code. Maybe that's just a batch code or a can code or something like that. I have no idea. But no real description at all. No description pretty much. No IBUs listed. None of that funky stuff. None of that fun stuff. Because this is just a beer for the masses. And they don't, I guess, really care about that too much. Or at least with that information. Mainly because they've been around so long, you should either already know what's in there, or people are just going to buy it because they have a mass market. These are mass marketed beers, which you should all know without me saying it. But I am to fill time in this beer review and to give people who maybe are just coming into the coming of age, needing to know stuff about beer. Maybe you're not a beer drinker. Here's something you can learn. It's crisp, it's clean, little funky, little slight butterscotchery sweetness as well. Definitely a solid beer for sure. Moving over to the website now, molsoncanadian.ca. They have a few different types of beers. We're focusing on just the regular old Molson Canadian. And there is a little description here on the website. 5% ABV Molson Canadian is made from the best this land has to offer. Canadian water, prairie barley, and no preservatives. The result is a beer as clean, crisp, and refreshing as the country it comes from. Molson Canadian, made from Canada. No other information about the beer on there. It just you just have a little list of different beers that they do have. The 67 calories, their cider, and their Molson Canadian Cold Shot, which is a 6%, I guess, Molson Canadian. I didn't know they still made the cold shots. Kind of interesting. Finally, moving over to Untapped, Molson Canadian has been given a 2.86 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of way over 100,000 ratings. Which it makes sense. It's a mainstream, mass-marketed beer, and I think every sort of beer drinker or drinker alike has had Molson Canadian if you are in Canada, and probably sometimes in the States. But yes, cheers on the final sip, guys. Let's get right to ratings. Watery finish as well, sometimes on the sip. But Molson Canadian, it's a beer, and it smells like beer. It smells sort of like a fart. Tastes beery. You got some sweetness, like butter, like a very light butterscotch sweetness, maybe some sweet corn in there. And then you get a decently bready finish as well. Overall, crisp, clean, very easy drinking, goes down like a dream, no complaints there. Definitely quite carbonated though. I'm getting another burp coming on. That's a good one, we're leaving it in there. But overall, Molson Canadian isn't the best mainstream beer in my opinion. Still, not the worst though. So, Molson Canadian, you get a solid 4.5 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, I like the can design. You know, you think it could be American because of all the red, white, and blue, but you know, it has the maple leaf gold in there, which is really cool. You know, partner Toronto Maple Leafs, that's a nice addition. And I like the dots that you have on here and the nice sort of textured portion of the line, the ribbon on top, ribbon on the bottom, and the actual logo here. It is sort of raised, a little texturized going on. That's very, very nice. No information really on the can. Little description on the website. Website does look good. Obviously, it's a big company, so they can spend a lot more money on their website. So not too bad. Presentation gets also it gets a solid 5 out of 10. I'm kind of a big fan of the can actually, but 5 out of 10 for presentation. With all that said, guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. With all that said, that's going to do it for me, Brewski, and like I always say, crack your beer and enjoy. Cheers.